Rapallo escaped. Rapallo escaped the jail. He's on the loose again.
He's considered to be armed and very dangerous. That's what Miami police are warning about an inmate who's now on the loose. The suspected serial rapist, Reynaldo Rapallo, escaped from a Miami-Dade County jail last night. Let's go to Christopher King in our Miami bureau for more on what's going on.
Well, the correctional department says that he was in a maximum security part of the prison, but he escaped through a vent in his cell, but it's not entirely clear how he got up there and how in this investigation.
This is incredible, and I can't believe this is happening. It's a nightmare. Deja vu, back to looking for this guy again.
How is it that this guy can get away with this? I mean, I can understand if he like scaled down the building on suction cups or something really inventive, but anyone who's seen any movie in the last 50 years knows you tie some bed sheets together and you change your clothes and you're out of jail. How does he get away with the oldest trick in the book?
I know everyone saw on TV the sheets hanging down from the side of the building, but there's a little more involved with that, and we're currently investigating with our law enforcement partners.
Knowing what you know now, you're confident there are people in the community who knows where this guy is?
Clearly, there was a conspiracy afoot over the last couple of months with regard to this escape. What I can tell you is that I'm convinced at least a person know where he is and what he's up to.
Chief Timony, this guy was gone for nearly 3.5 hours before your department was informed of it. Doesn't that just get your goat a little?
Clearly, a quicker notification is the best interest of everybody, and there was a bit of a delay, but we're looking into that.
Well, obviously, this can't be allowed to happen.
So then he had to cut through bars, and wouldn't you need a blowtorch almost to get through bars?
The bars were cut necessarily.
So the bars were cut. He cut through the roof, the bars on the roof. So he had help. He had lots of help, obviously.
I'm sorry,
and then used the sheets to scale.
It's frustrating. It certainly makes you angry that he's out again because, you know, the primary concern is making sure the community is safe. In conjunction with the Miami-Dade Police Department, we're working pretty much an all-out manhunt. We've gone back to all the victims that we could contact, and we put them in special protection because as long as he's out there, he's dangerous. He can't help himself. You know, he raped victims from 11 to 79 years old, so he has a problem, and he's a sick, dangerous individual left on our streets.
Detective Elio Tamayo, a lead investigator in the hugely publicized hunt for the man the media dubbed the Shenandoah Rapist back in 2003. Tamayo, like most authorities, believes Rapallo had help on the run, but adds he has no local family and few close friends in South Florida.
The friends that he has, he just met as, you know, acquaintances in parties. I wouldn't consider them real close friends that would do anything for him.
You can walking out over there, anything like that? Back? Okay. Are you going to be working on this investigation, I mean, right now in the search for him, or are you on another case?
No, that's what we're doing right now.
You're actively pursuing him too? You're involved in the investigation? For you, the lead detective on the case, you spent about a year investigating this guy. You might be the police officer who knows this guy best. What are you saying to your fellow detectives, your fellow police officers, and the people of Little Havana?
He's slick. During the investigation, he was able to get away from us without being detected. This guy is dangerous. You know, I still don't believe that this guy actually broke out of jail.
Miami, Florida, jewel of the Atlantic coast. A magnet that attracts visitors with its sun, sand, and sin.
Hey, sweetie, how are you?
This glittering facade hides a dangerous reality. From dope peddlers to streetwalkers, a city riddled with vice-related crime. Fighting the tide of crime on some of the meanest streets in the nation, the Miami-Dade Police Department's Narcotics Division. The Miami-Dade Police patrolled 2,200 square miles, including some of the most drug-ridden neighborhoods in the country, with a murder rate 3 times the national average. Miami is the leading port of entry for the North American narcotics trade, and many of those illegal drugs stay right here on these streets.
PN33's Elliot Rodriguez tells us how 2 detectives who were part of a special unit featured in a blockbuster movie helped take down Rapallo. Elliot.
Well, Beatrice, these are 2 cops who really take pride in what they do. They're part of the Miami-Dade Police Department's tactical narcotics team. But on Monday night, their job was to haul in accused rapist Reynaldo Rapallo. And just like in the movies, the good guys got their man. Hollywood imitated real life in the 2003 blockbuster Bad Boys 2. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence starring as members of Miami's elite tactical narcotics team. The movie was based on a real-life unit run by the Miami-Dade Police Department. Members of that unit, these two men, Detectives Alcides Velez and Wayne Cox. The arresting officers now hailed as heroes for capturing alleged Shenandoah serial rapist Reynaldo Rapallo.
I would like to briefly introduce the members of the Shenandoah Rapist Task Force. Miami-Dade Police Director Robert Parker, FDLE Special Agent in Charge Amos Rojas Jr., Miami Police Chief John Timoney, and Immigration and Customs Enforcement Special Agent Supervisor Max Strong. Also not present is the FBI, and I'd also like to introduce two dignitaries, County Manager George Burgess and City Mayor Manny Diaz. And now I'd like to turn it over to Director Parker.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's certainly a pleasure to be here tonight to announce a very significant accomplishment. This task force, which is made up of members of Miami-Dade Police Department, Florida Department of Law Enforcement, ICE, City of Miami, we're certainly, and FBI, we're certainly proud to announce the fact that this individual, Reynaldo Rapallo, has been placed back into custody. I would like to say that obviously this has been very troubling to the community. We understand the fact that he is a very dangerous individual, and we're very proud to have him back in custody again tonight. Of course, that would not have been possible without Officer Cox and Belize. Please.
You guys talk a little bit about what happened.
Pretty much we got a tip, reference individual fit in the description. We responded to the area. At that time, went ahead. He was pretty cool, calm, and so forth. We asked him to have a seat, reference officer safety reasons. At that time, he immediately took off on foot. A short chase was conducted. At that time, a K-9 unit was in the area and was able to go ahead and assist us in taking him in custody.
Florida now, and the serial rape suspect who is now back in custody, Reynaldo Rapallo, had been on the run for a week, and Miami-Dade police literally chased him down last night. Detectives Al Velez and Wayne Cox are the ones who caught him. Welcome.
Good morning. Good morning.
Okay, so I'm going to sort of set the scene for people first, okay? So police get this tip from a citizen who says he sees Rapallo at a strip mall. The citizen calls in a really great description. It comes over the radio to you guys.
Wayne Cox and Detective Al Velez of the Miami-Dade Police Department. Detective Cox, about how far away is the jail from where he escaped and where you picked him up?
I would say about 3 or 4 miles away from the TGK.
Detective Cox, when you spotted him, I mean, he looked a little bit different. Were you sure that it was the right guy?
Well, he lost a lot of weight, and we're pretty much just discussing amongst ourselves that he did fit the description, but he did lose a lot of weight, so you know, our guards was definitely up.
And I know this is great work on your part.
Pretty much at that time, we went ahead, we identified him. He looked like the individual that we were looking for. He was pretty calm and collective. He went ahead, he mentioned that he was from Nicaragua. He thought we were INS agents. We explained to him that we were conducting a field interview, and at that time, we asked him to go ahead and sit down for officer safety reasons. At that time, he went ahead and took off on foot through the parking lot.
So you two then had to chase him down?
Exactly.
Y ahora continúa.
Los detectives que lo capturaron fueron Alcides Velez y Wayne Cox. Do you know who this guy, he tried to contact someone in the outside? Was someone helping him in the outside? Do we know that?
Well, right now, I mean, it's still ongoing investigation, so that's being investigated right now. I mean, we were able to go ahead and get an individual off the street that, you know, shouldn't have been on the street. So it was very exciting just to go ahead and, you know, locate this individual.